Hello everybody, well here we are again to do a little bit more of Unit 5. Today we're doing Unit 5C, which as you know is, well, I forget the page numbers now, but it doesn't matter. Yesterday you had an empty screen for a while you did the listening. Won't happen again. I looked at the video and I didn't like what I saw. It looked a little bit silly. Now there's something else. I made a video, but then halfway through it I paused it. I pressed pausa, and then I pressed record again instead of continue, which is why you had two videos. I have to keep learning and get over the technological problems. Anyway, I wanted to ask you if there's anyone there among you who knows about, who knows how to edit videos and put them together and all this, who could help me a little bit. Is there anybody? Please get in touch with me. Thank you. All right, so at the end of page 43, which is what we were doing yesterday, there was a conversation which I'll leave for the CST. It's a good conversation where you have to, you look at some guest profiles, some guests, and what they want, what they need, and then you have to find a hotel here on Ibiza. It's a very good activity, but to be done in class, obviously, not alone at home. Yes, the page we're doing today is page 44. Now, what else? The oral presentation, I think, in the end, will have to be done by everybody. So unit, 1M, group 1M, will need to do the oral presentation as planned, but also 1T, I think, but we will decide this maybe after Easter. Okay, we still don't know what is going to happen. All right. I also wanted to announce the winners of the Dalvila quiz. If you remember, 2 weeks ago we went up to Dalvila, and at the end of the tour there was a quiz, and I have the names of the winners here. The bronze medal, third prize, that goes to Jordi Ribas and Giovanni. The runners up, that's the SUP Campeones. Runners up, that would be Jordi Buffy and JP, Juan Pedro. And the winners, who's the winner? Tony Ferrer and Joan Clapes. Okay, they were very close to each other, but that's the result anyway. Now, right, let's get started with Unit 5. C, which is pages 44 and 45. All right, like I did yesterday, I'll show you on the screen, on the wall actually, so we can do it together. Right, let me show you. Okay, so I hope you can see it. Today we talk a little bit about complaints. All right, this section of the unit is called Dealing with Complaints, ocupándonos de las quejas, complaints. All right, so have a look at the screen. Now, what you need to do here is decide whether you agree with these statements, estas afirmaciones, or you don't agree, and try to think why you agree or don't agree. Okay, so the first one, Hotel guests complain more now than in the past. Complain, se quejan, more now than in the past. Do you agree? I'm not sure about this myself because, well, I don't know, maybe in general my students seem to think that now that this is true, people are now more spoiled, more malcriados, spoiled, and so they have higher expectations. All right, so maybe it's true. Now, number 2, it's embarrassing for staff when a guest complains. It's embarrassing, it's embarazoso. Now people say vergüenza ajena. It's actually embarazoso, okay? So, embarrassing for staff when a guest complains. Here, what do you think? Are you embarrassed when somebody complains? I don't know if it's embarrassed, but people don't like it when their guests complain. But I wouldn't say embarrassed, or maybe, yeah, maybe they don't feel comfortable. It depends on every person, so I will leave the answer open here. I'll leave it up to you. Number 3, negative feedback from guests is useful for a hotel. Useful is útil, useful. Remember the opposite of useful? Inútil, how to say inútil in English? We have useful, and the opposite is with the suffix useless. Useless, okay? Anyway, let's talk about useful. I think this is a definite agree, don't you? Because it's useful for the hotel, because it helps them to make any necessary changes, any improvements, okay? So, number 4, the staff often feel offended if a guest complains. I think this is very similar to number 2. Do you agree? Maybe number 2, not embarrassed, but yes, number 4, offended. They take it personally. This is something you need to avoid. You need to avoid taking things personally. When somebody has a complaint, they're not complaining about you. They're complaining about the hotel or about whatever you're offering. And number 5, I would enjoy the opportunity to resolve a guest's complaint. Notice the T here, complain, queja. Complain, quejarse. Complaints, third person, and complaint, una queja, is the noun, okay? I think everybody agrees with number 5, don't you? Alright, so let's carry on. Remember to write to me if you have any questions. Let's carry on. Let's have a look at some adjectives to deal with complaints. Okay, so I have marked the interesting words, yeah? Broken, everybody understands, kaput. Dirty, now what's the opposite of dirty? Disappointing. Disappointing, decepcionante. Notice, compare, disappointing, well, with disappointed, decepcionante, decepcionado. Missing, when something is missing, it's not there. Somebody is missing, somebody is not there. Falta, que falta. Noisy, shabby. Shabby, I'm not sure you understand shabby. This is a little bit like hecho polvo, alright? No, not very elegant. It's sort of like old and used, worn, okay? uncomfortable, unhelpful. A good translation for helpful is servicial, so unhelpful would be the opposite, somebody who doesn't help you. Okay? So now we're going to have a look at the text, and what you need to do is put these adjectives in the right places. Right, let me show you. I think you'll need to use your own book now, because it's awkward to put this on the screen. You won't there's just not, you won't be able to see everything, because if I do 150, well, I'll do it like this. Can you see this? Okay, so yeah, I think it's okay. So what you can do now is you should press pause and do it, and then press again play, and we'll talk about the answers here. Okay, right, so press pause for a minute and do it yourselves. You ready? All right then, so let's have it. What hotel guests really hate? What? Lo que. Guests are unhappy when hotel facilities don't meet their expectations. No cumplen sus expectativas. E.g., for example, a small swimming pool or a disappointing view from their bedroom window. Remember also here, a disappointing view. In English you talk about a nice view or a disappointing view. In Spanish we often use the plural. We talk about, for example, el balcón tiene unas vistas fantásticas. Unas vistas, plural. In English, singular. A fantastic view. They will also be unhappy if the furniture and decor looks old and shabby, or the electrical equipment in the room is not working. No funciona. Typically the TV remote control, el mando a distancia. Also, there are complaints if things, e.g. the light switches, los interruptores, the light switches, are broken, or if items are missing from the room, si faltan artículos, cosas, e.g. towels or an extra pillow or blanket. A common complaint is about hygiene standards, e.g. a dirty room or bathroom. Guests often complain if they can't get a good night's sleep because of a noisy street or an uncomfortable bed. They can't get a good night's sleep. This is like a set phrase. No pueden dormir bien, descansar bien. Okay? Literally, it would be like conseguir el sueño de una buena noche. That would be literally. No pueden conseguir el sueño de buena noche. No pueden dormir bien. Okay? Guests also complain if they feel the staff attitude is rude or unhelpful. Finally, there are complaints about unexpected events, e.g. overpriced items on the bill when checking out, even if the bill is correct. Okay? They feel the staff attitude is rude. That's the opposite of, what's the opposite of rude? Polite. Okay. Or unhelpful. Unexpected events. Sucesos inesperados. Overpriced items, too expensive items on the bill when they are checking out. When they are checking out. Even if the bill is correct. In fact, de hecho, sometimes guests will complain about events completely outside the hotel's control, e.g. weather conditions and flight delays. There you go. This happens all the time. You do a tour, and if the sun is shining, everybody's happy and they love it. But if it's raining or miserable weather, they hate it and they make you responsible. That's very often the case. Okay, so now we have a look at some nouns and the adjectives. Let's see how they can go together. So I think here the easiest thing to do is to find the nouns that can't go with these adjectives. Okay, for example, noisy, staff, guests, blanket, air conditioning. You should really press pause and do it before I explain. All right. So we have noisy staff. That's all right. Noisy guest, yes. But noisy blanket, I don't think so. Una manta ruidosa? No, I don't think so. Noisy air conditioning? Yes, this happens all the time. Shabby. Yes, we can have shabby furniture, like we saw earlier. A shabby room and a shabby uniform, but not a shabby bill. The bill is dirty or torn, but not shabby. Missing. Que falta. Que no está. What can be missing? It can be a light bulb, una bombilla, toilet paper, no toilet paper, toiletries, toiletries, how do you translate this? Artículos de aseo personal, for example, a toothbrush, a comb or a brush, etc. Okay? But missing weather? No, not missing weather. And what about unhelpful? This obviously refers to people. It can refer to staff, receptionist or manager, but not the pool. Maybe the pool attendant could be unhelpful. El encargado de la piscina. Pool attendant, but not the pool itself. Okay? So now we have a listing, but we don't do the questions in the book because they're not very challenging. Okay? So I'm going to show you some questions and we'll have a listen. Remember to pause. If you get tired, pause and continue another time. That's an advantage of the recording. Anyway, let's go. 2 conversations. All right. First one. Here are the questions you have to answer. A. What does the guest want? I think it's a woman. True or false, the guest had notified the hotel about it. Had notified. Había notificado. C. The receptionist tells the guest that she should have, okay, le dice a la cliente que ella debería haber hecho what? D. In the end, al final, in the end, notice the preposition, not at. In the end, the guest is allowed to, al cliente se le permite what? And E, in your opinion, does the receptionist deal with the problem properly? ¿Se ocupa del problema bien? ¿Trata el problema bien? Yes, no, because, and you give the answer. Okay, so conversation 2. What is the main reason Mr. P is phoning reception? Remember to answer as short as possible. Now, next question. His complaints are that G, the is old, the whatever are hard and whatever. I has another gap. What is broken? And J, there's no hay, ¿qué es lo que no hay? K, does the receptionist do a good job? Yes, no, because. Okay, so I'll sit here. I won't leave you with a blank screen like yesterday. we'll have a listen, and remember to listen twice, okay? I'll play it once, but you listen twice. So let's go.
1.
Hello, we're checking out tomorrow and I just wanted to confirm our late checkout. We're in room 312.
Okay, let me just have a look. Oh, I'm afraid I don't have a record of a late checkout for you.
Well, it mentions the option of a late checkout on your website, and I requested it when I booked the room online, but I didn't get a reply.
Okay, guests should really phone the hotel to ask for a late checkout.
Well, it doesn't say that on your website, and I used the special requests box on the site.
I understand. I'm sorry if the website isn't clear. Just a moment, let me see what I can do for you. I can let you have the room until 2 p.m.
How much is that?
There's no charge.
Really? Lovely. Thank you very much for your help.
You're welcome. 2.
Reception.
Hello, this is Mr. Pearson in room 415. I just checked in.
Yes.
I asked for a room with a double bed, but this room has twin beds.
It's the same rate for a standard room.
That's not the point. I'd like a double room, not a twin room. That's what I booked. And there's another thing. I expected a nicer room than this for my money.
What's wrong with the room?
Well, let's see. The furniture is old and shabby, the towels are hard and paper thin, the light switch is broken, and there's no hot water in the bathroom. Hello? Are you still there?
Yes.
Well, what are you going to do about this?
You want fresh towels?
Towels? Are you listening to me?
Yes, yes. I'll send someone from maintenance to check the water and the light switch.
No, I want a double room.
There are no double rooms available. We're fully booked this weekend.
Well, why didn't you say that earlier? Look, I'm coming down to talk to your manager.
Okay. What does the guest want? She wants to check out late. She wants to confirm a late checkout. B is true. The only thing is that well, the hotel receptionist says I have no record of your your request. The receptionist tells the guest that she should have telephoned. Okay. In the end, the guest is allowed to check out late. Now, do you think the receptionist deals with the problem properly or not? My opinion, not really. You never tell a guest what she should have done. You always say, next time you must do this or that, but not you should have done, because it makes them feel bad, okay? Second conversation. The main reason Mr. P is phoning reception is, well, I think, let me have a quick look. Well, actually, he wants to change to another room because he had booked one thing and he gets another one. He had booked a double room and he got a twin room, okay? His complaints are that the I think it was, let me see, just a minute, the furniture is old and shabby. That's correct. The towels are hard and paper thin. So hard, we all understand this, the opposite of nice and soft, and paper thin, thin, finas como el papel, paper thin, Fina es como el papel. Remember, in English, it's the other way around. Al revés. The light switch is broken and there is no hot water in the bathroom. Does the receptionist do a good job? Definitely no. No question about that. She doesn't understand the guest, or she seems to be doing something else, and the guest is, as you can see, and understandably as well, is quite angry about the whole thing. Okay, let's have a quick look at the vocabulary here. If you have the script, that's on page 122, 5.6. Just a few things. The guest says, the receptionist says, I don't have a record of a late checkout. No tengo registro, okay? No tengo nada aquí. The guest, I used the special requests box. O sea, el cuadro de peticiones especiales, the special requests box. In the second conversation, we have, he talks about a double bed and twin beds. A double bed is one bed for two people, and twin beds are two identical beds, normally side by side. Okay, so double bed with a double room, double room with a double bed, or twin room with twin beds. Okay. That's not the point. He says, the receptionist says, is the same rate for a standard room. Is the same price, the same rate. Okay. That's not the point. Eso no es lo que digo. That's not the point. Okay. Receptionist says, yes, I'll send someone from maintenance, mantenimiento, okay? Maintenance, try to pronounce this properly, maintenance. All right, and she says, there are no double rooms available. We are fully booked this weekend, fully booked, estamos llenos, ¿vale? That's the vocabulary for the listening. We do a little bit more about complaints now. Let me show you the book now, in case you don't have it there, but you should have. Okay, that's right. What we need to do now, we need to put together the expressions A to E. Well, not put them together. We have to put them in the right places where it says dealing with complaints. Okay, I'll give you a second, but press pause if you need more time. All right. Okay, I think, as I say, press pause if you need more time, all right? 1, I'm reading here. Listen actively, stay calm, and listen without interrupting. Add some verbal nods to show you are listening. Verbal nods. To nod is asentir con la cabeza, hacer así. So verbal nods would be when you say yes, of course, you're right, these are nods, okay? So yes, that's B, I see, okay, yes. 2, empathize, show empathy. It shows that you understand the situation and the speaker's feelings. I'm sure that's A, you understand. I'm sure the last thing you needed was a hotel room without hot water after your long trip today. 3, apologize. that's the verb. Apologize, disculparte. An apology, that's the noun, una disculpa, is not an admission of fault. It simply says that the intentions were good. An admission of fault, una admisión de que tienes la culpa, ¿no? Right, so apologize, which one apologizes? Sí. I'm very sorry that your request was not recorded, no se registró, no fue registrado. 4. React by giving an efficient solution. Try to offer alternatives if it's not possible to give the guest what they want. That's right, that's the giving an E, that's E, isn't it? I'll ask the housekeeper to send you up fresh towels immediately. La housekeeper, la gobernante, fresh gobernanta. Fresh towels, fresh from the washing machine, nice and warm. And finally, we have here notify a supervisor if necessary, so he or she can ensure all issues are resolved and the guest is happy. And this is obviously D. I'll inform the duty manager, el director de guardia, el director de servicio, okay? The hotel manager is one person, but when he's not there, there is a duty manager. So it's a person who is the manager while the other one is not there, okay? Duty manager, duty is like the servicio, all right? So, okay, so now, what do you do if you're the manager of a hotel and you receive an email with a complaint? What do you do? We're going to have a look at this now, all right? I'm going to ask you some questions about what your email should be like. What kind of email should you write? Let's have a look, okay? Have a look at the screen. We have you have to decide what you think, all right? Here are the questions. You need to decide one, A or B in each case. I'll give you a second. Press pause if you need more time, okay? Let me explain a little bit. Emails are usually, obviously, shorter than letters, okay? Letters are more like flowery and more old-fashioned, really. Nowadays, everybody who sends letters these days. Okay, 2. Your email should contain, what do you think? Simple or sophisticated? I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to have a look at page 99, all right, where we have a little bit of, but when we finish this, we have an example of an email, all right? So, should it be simple or sophisticated? Decide, you decide now, you just write A or B, okay? Number 3, detailed information should be, debería estar, in an attachment. An attachment is un documento adjunto, or the email itself, el email mismo. When you're writing to several people, to start with a salutation, dear all, is okay or is not okay? 5. When writing to a woman, use dear, A, B, or C, plus the surname. Have you decided? You have to write the answers, huh? Okay, let's continue. 6. Your email should express assertiveness or sympathy. Sympathy is that you sympathize, that you understand, you show empathy, okay? A few more questions. Wait a minute. Sorry. Okay, so apologize for the problem. promised action, thank the writer. So what would be the best order? A, first apologize, then promise, and then thank the writer? Or B? Or C? So 7 questions, no more, okay? If you need more time, press pause. We're now going to have a look at the example on page 99, okay? Here we go. Look. So the questions we just answered. Maybe I can put the, well, I'll tell you what, why don't you have a look at this and check your answers looking at this, all right? And then next day we can talk about it. I'm changing. Let's have a look at the questions actually. I think it's better. Let's do it now, because next day we'll have forgotten all this. Let's have a look at the questions. Just a minute. Number 1, we said emails are shorter than letters. Number 2, the answer is A. Your email should contain simple language, not sophisticated, okay? 3, detailed information should be in an attachment. You can read this here. Actually, look, no, I'll let you have a look at page 99 because you can't see the whole thing here, okay? So yeah, right, yeah, let's stop this. Right, so on page just a minute. Here on page 45 of your book, you have an email which I will ask you to complete for your CST. And there's a speaking here, which obviously we can't do like this. We need to get together. So I may ask you to write something in your CST. I don't know. Okay, so I think we'll leave it here. Thank you for being there. And if you have any questions or any suggestions, I remind you that I welcome your feedback. Now you have a little bit of work for the weekend. Saturday and Sunday I'm not doing anything, but I'll be back with you on Monday to finish Unit 5. Thank you. Bye-bye.